I can say that because I lacked that parent love and them being there for me, I can say that my childhood has been shaped by their absence.
Welcome back, guys. So this is the second section where we ask questions, at least 3 to 5 questions, where we'll be authentic and as real as possible. So have fun, get ready for this, and if you're going through such things, you can comment and ask questions. Send an email to my email address and we'll get back to you. So, Gabu, are you ready? Do you ever feel or think you lost your childhood?
Of course, yes, I lost my childhood.
And if so, would you say your parents played a part on it?
Yes, they did play a part in it. My childhood has been very difficult because my both parents were not there. I was brought up by my grandmother. So when I was born, my mother was married. Then we were born, and then they divorced. When they divorced, my mother left us at her mother's house, and she fled. So we have been brought by our grandmother in a very difficult situation because she was not well up. So we have grown in abject poverty. Despite that, we have been able to grow very well, but I can say that because I lacked that parent love and them being there for me, I can say that my childhood has been shaped by their absence. So whatever I have or whatever I learned during that time, it is not their input. It is the input of my grandmother. So what I can say is that their absence influenced who I am today and how I perceive parenthood. Because I am sure if they were there, maybe I would be a different person, or I would view life in a different way.
So I'm pretty sure there's someone going through the same right now, and they are young.
Yes.
What would you tell them?
I will tell them because they cannot change the situation to live positively the way they are, because even me, I lived positively in that situation. If it is schooling, I schooled normally. I never even thought about them, because what would I change after thinking about them?
True.
You live your life and be positive and wait for God to do whatever He will do. Because the reason why they divorced, I don't know. The reason why my mother left, I don't know. So I live the way I find things. And I would also urge any other child who is going through the same situation, just be positive in life. And don't let what you are going through shape or change your outcome. As long as you are positive, you put your best foot forward, you get comfortable with whatever you find, and then you exploit all your potential. Don't think about things that you cannot change. Because even if you think about things you cannot change, you just be stressing yourself. Yes.
And up to date, have you ever had any interest in going to look for them and finding out why they did what they did?
Well, my father, I know him, and I even know their place, but because they divorced when we were, I think, between 0 and 2 months. So I have never had any reason to go and look for him, because I have never been formally introduced and told that this is your father by the person who should do that. Not someone or people telling me that this is your father. That is not enough to go and tell him, I know you're my father. No. My mother should have told me that this is your father. But since she has never done that, I have never gone to look for him. Now, on the other side, my mother has been present, absent. But present in terms of seeing, she comes and then leaves. Nothing. Even she does not bother to know about the progress. When I was in school, she never even bothered to know which class am I in, how do I perform. So she has been absent. So according to me, I don't see any reason of looking for her. Because I know she's there, because she comes, at times she goes, but looking for her, I wouldn't know even where to start, because in the first place, when she comes, she does not say where she has come from. And when she goes, she does not say where she has gone to. So where would I go to look for her from? Yeah.
You don't know where to start.
I don't know where to start. So when she comes, you say fine, and then stays for a few days and then goes. But she does not bother to know about our lives.
Okay.
Yes.
Are you positive with the fact that you haven't looked for them will affect your children and them knowing their grandparents?
No, because if they were dead, my children will still be okay and know that their grandparents are dead. But since they have not had any positive impact in my life, I don't think that my children knowing them will change or will have a positive impact. Because they should know someone who has had a positive impact in their parents' life. But if someone did not have any impact, what is the point of them knowing? Let them just know the names, but any more information will not even be available. Yes. So if someone never impacted on you positively, your child knowing will not impact positively to them.
Interesting.
Yes.
Interesting.
It will not change anything. It will not have any impact. Because you don't have to know someone to know the impact of that person. We did not know the Akina Dedan Kimathi personally. Akina Kenyatta, we never knew them personally. But we know what they did. And actually, some people maybe have become politicians by being mentored by people they never saw. There are people who are mentored by what Martin Luther King stood for, and they never saw Martin Luther.
True.
So, them knowing my parents and they don't know any other positive thing that they did will not change them. So it's what they know about me and probably those other relatives who have had a positive impact that will help them, but not parents who have never been there.
What's the most hurtful thing someone from your family has ever told you that you actually carry with you to death?
There was a time I was staying at one of my grandmother's sister's place. That lady was very toxic. So, actually, there are quite some things that she told me that hurts me up to today. So, because I was in class 8, one day she told me, okay, we had a very lengthy conversation, and the kind of work that I used to do there used to run very late in the night, and in the morning I had to wake up very early. So at one point, when we had supper, I washed the utensils, and we did rosary. So I told her, it was around 12, I told her that I have gone to sleep. Then she said, wewe sijui kama utapita mtihani. So I asked her why. She asked me, when do you study? And I told her, when am I supposed to study? And this is the time I'm going to sleep. Tomorrow in the morning, I'll have to be up by 3. So if I go now to study, and I study for 1 hour or 2 hours, it will be 2. So you want me to go and sleep for 1 hour? For me, I know I'll pass. And he said, you will. And she said, you will not. That is one of the most hurtful things that she told me that I carry up to today. Because she's seeing the environment that she's putting me in, but she says something like that, knowing very well that even if I don't pass, she will be the main contributing factor. Then the other thing that she told me is when we were about to get our results, our class 8 results. So I had a dream that I have gone to take my results and I found that I have these marks. So in the morning, before I went to pick my results, I told her that today I had a dream that I had gone to collect my results and I found that I have this number of marks. Then she told me, utolewe wapi? Now those marks, because my dream was giving me very high marks. So she asked me, utolewe wapi? So I actually wrote that up to today. But actually, let me tell you, when I went to pick those results, I had the results that I had dreamt of +1.
Where?
So when I brought the results and she asked me, how many marks do you have? And I told, she could not believe it. And I'm sure, kama sio hiyo kazi nilikuwa nafanya, ningepata marks mingi kuliko hizo. Because my dream was, nimeenda shule kuchukua marks, result nikapata niko na 381. Najua nyinyi generation Z, unapata umepata 400 na umeanguka.
Haki inakupea pressure.
Your time iko ushago. By the way, I was positions 8 in the zone. By the way, so nilienda shule. Teacher started congratulating me even before I got to the office. Kashinda, kila mwalimu ananiambia kongole. So mimi nikaenda kwa shule nikapata niko na 382 marks. So aliniambia, by the way, she could not believe it. That is second thing that she told me that I have never forgotten up to today. That thing, when I was called to high school, because those big schools, she asked me, sasa nyinyi la kwenu ndivyo mnakuanga masikini, pesa ya kwenda hiyo shule mtatoa wapi? That thing. The last thing that I remember up to today is when she asked me, do you know zile vitu unakulanga hapa ni za wenyewe? Because si kwetu, so mimi naishi kwake and she has her children. So aliniuliza, unajua zile vitu unakulanga hapa ni za wenyewe? Irrespective of the things that I was doing. Huyo mtu alikuwa na ng'ombe karibu 5. But when I went there, kwanza akatoa mtu wa kazi. Akamwambia, akasema, mimi siwezi ajiri mtu wa kazi ukiwa hapo. Na mimi nilikuwa nimeenda huko kusoma. Ile unaweza kurudia shule, but now because iko mbali na kwenu na iko karibu na kwake, so you go and start staying there. But in a whole year, it was like 10 years. Mtu very inconsiderate. Anakaa anakurushia kitu hapo ya kukuchoma, statement hapo statement hivyo.
Ni inaku affect negatively.
Hata saa hii, by the way, we went for her burial, but those things I always remember them.
Kuna saa hii mtu anapitia the same thing when you wanaishi kwa auntie ama uncle, like somewhere that's not their exact home, and probably they are going through the same thing, but sasa in a very different way. Unapata maybe amekaa chini anaambiwa mbona hujasha vyombo, and probably it's not her work because ameenda hadi huko kusoma. What would you tell them? How would you advise them to stay with such aunties or uncles?
Mtu ajue hapo si permanent. Things changes, like utaka hapo forever. Kitu yenye imekufanya ukae hapo, time yake itaisha and then you will go away. Don't let that pull you down. Because if you let it, then you cannot move in life. Because not all the times you go through good things. So if every bad thing that happens to you pulls you down, you will never grow. So you just be positive, you handle the situation. When the time comes for you to leave, you just leave and go and continue with your life. If I listened to those things that she was telling me, ningetoka huko within the first 1 month. But I stayed for a whole year.
Kujivumilia.
Na mimi unajua nikirudia nilikuwa na 301 marks. Nilikuwa nimeitwa shule kubwa. Then nikaenda nikarudia huko. Amidst those things nikaongezea 81 marks. Ushago kwanza. with all those things na mtu anakwambia ai uliteroko max itaishio.
Utolewe wapi max
kwanza ni
hizo?
mtu anakuuliza utolewe wapi, yet you are the one looking for them. Anakupea a very hard time, you don't even have time to study, alafu mtu anakuuliza when do you study, how do you, when does she expect me to study when all the time is being used by the work that I am doing.
Very much inconsiderable.
Unatoka shule unafika nyumbani by 6. Ile majani yote ng'ombe watashinda wakikula kesho, ilale standby. So nichukue panga, nichukue wheelbarrow, dhara. By the time nimalize ni saa ngapi? Saa 2. Kufika kwa nyumba hajawasha moto. Hajapika. Namuuliza niligeuka leo. Unaingia jikoni kupika. Unapika, mnakula, unaosha vyombo kwa sababu yeye hawezi osha vyombo ukiwa hapo. Then because she was a very church person, the deeds and the church were not in tandem. Museme rosary. By the time umalize ni saa 6, then you tell her I am going to sleep. Then he has the audacity to ask you, when do you study? When are you supposed to study? Then at the end anakuuliza hizo marks unaota nazo utolewe wapi? So it's like her efforts were to derail me from getting the highest number of marks.
Yeah, lakini mbona watu ufanye hivyo?
Hata huwezi elewa.
And their family members?
Yeah, by the way, family members, you would rather be told such things by people whom you are not related to, because you will forget. Lakini mtu mwenye mko related, you always remember them, na kama hutakuwa unazikumbuka, ukimuona unakumbuka.
Ama kuna kitu tu utafanya ikukumbushe hiyo story. If you're going through that, leave a comment or send a question to my email address iko hapo chini. What's the most beautiful thing someone from your family has ever told you that motivates you in what you want to do?
That I am bright.
Or what you're doing.
I was told that I am bright. And I am bright.
Kwa hivyo upendi kwamba ni fala.
By the way,
utafeel
mimi niliambiwa you are bright. And I know I am. And I always get commended for that because based on the life that we pass through, kama sio unajua, for me I don't have to put that efforts mingi. Naona ile najua ina depend na pia mind ya mtu.
True.
There are people who say that kama ni kusoma wanataka kusoma vitu ziko na hesabu, because hesabu you don't have to kuweka vitu kwa akili, you just need to know how it is done. For me, mimi nataka literature. Vitu ninasoma hiyo a lot of information.
Your content.
Kwa exam I will produce. Mpaka mnasema I had the book, ni copy. Kama ni mambo ya sciences, hizi zingine zinatangwa aje? Arts hizo. Na unajua kama mtu hana akili yenye inashika that copious amount of information, then you cannot manage.
Sure.
So mimi niliambiwa you are bright and I know I am.
Mbona kenye mnaambia watoto wenu wanabebanga hadi wakigrow, and I'm pretty sure there's someone there who's watching us with the same thing going on. So thank you so much. We've come to the end of our show, Safe Space. Thank you so much, Gabu, and I hope to see you some other time.
Thank you.
Thumbs up.